Number 3, presentation, petitions, other communications. A, tonight we're going to swear in a new police officer. So Tina, if you would come forward. I, your name.
I, Tina Blair Van Meter,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United
and
States
the Constitution of the State of Iowa,
and the Constitution of the State of Iowa,
faithfully and impartially,
and I will faithfully and impartially,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
discharge the duties of the office
to discharge the duties of the office
of police officer in the city of Boone, Iowa,
of police officer in the city of Boone, Iowa,
as now or hereafter required by law.
as now or hereafter required by law.
Congratulations.
He's got a black one.
I'm gonna need to sign right here, and the chief's gonna sign there. Chief. And who do you have present tonight? The badge.
Come on.
All right, awesome.
This is harder than it was.
Yeah, it is. All right. Chief, want to give us a little background?
Yes, this is Tina. So we've been doing this hiring process for a while, really searching hard for the right candidate. And in the very last process we did, Tina happened to apply for us, which we were thankful for. And she quickly rose to the top. So we're very happy to have her. She plays college basketball. She's in the Jefferson area now, and we're very excited to have her with the department. And we're back to full staff.
Thank you. Where's the pictures?
See you guys. Have a good day.
Okay, next up, we have a chamber update and fund request for Comfortability Days 2022 by Neil.
Thank you, Your Honor, and to council. Appreciate the opportunity today to come and provide an update. I believe last time I was here, I mentioned that I'd like to be doing these pretty regularly to offer you just a little snapshot of what we've been doing at the chamber. So I thought I'd take that opportunity today to talk about what we've been up to since the new year. And then, of course, Comfortability Days is coming around. That's what we've been hot and heavy preparing for. And so we'll be asking for some funds for that as well. So a couple different things I got in front of you, just a couple different highlight sheets that you can read so you're not looking at me the whole time. There's also our member guide. One of the things we've been working on consistently since I've been on board and our team has come on board is just working hard at getting consistent branding, updating our look. We haven't, of course, changed our logo or any of those things, but making our appearance just get a little facelift. So you'll see a couple highlights with that. First, of course, there's that reading material. And you do see by the numbers, we also do have a new website. So that's another thing you can go and check out. We've been working really hard at updating that look. So first, what have we been doing to promote business in Boone? We had our annual meeting in March. We had good attendance there. A few of you were able to come. That was a really great opportunity for us to gather together as a business community, learn about some exciting things that are going on, honor some great businesses and community members for their efforts with some awards, and really enjoyed just getting together after 2 years being away. We also started a new event series for networking called Coffee and Conversations. That's a networking opportunity for members to get together. We do that monthly. And so we've started that as a networking opportunity. We're continuing to do our business after hours program. That's we've done 2 of those since the new year. For those of you that aren't familiar, business after hours is another networking opportunity for folks to invite people into their business, see something new that happens or an expansion, just get to know community members. We had a new business, Blues Reflexology, goes to their first business after hours on Story Street. Great to have a lot of community members come out, check out a new business. I think the best part for me on that event was just seeing other neighborly downtown businesses come to support somebody new in their community. So that was encouraging to see. We're seeing more participation in those. We've had a number of Red Coats visits. We're also did a couple new promotions this year. These are social media promotions. We did a retail promotion called Merch Madness. If you can figure out when we did that. So that was just a promotion, another sales. Really, this is all online as opposed to a Crazy Days event, but we wanted to utilize the hype around March Madness, and that was a successful event as well. And this last week was Small Business Week. We did a 7-day promotion of that, different themes every day to promote different businesses across Boone County. And we saw a lot of engagement with that, both on social media and in sales, so that was great. What else do we do? We're promoting the community as well. Some of you are participating in our Boone County leadership. That's the thing that we meet relatively regularly, where we get together with other folks across the county that are working on bettering the community, bettering the business community. We participated in the Boone High School Career and College Fair. Our Edge Project Expo was a feature at our annual meeting. Had a bunch of different of those Edge students, which I saw actually is also featured in that Ames magazine, which is pretty cool. So both business leaders got to interact with Edge students at our annual meeting. Really great opportunity again for business leaders and those students to kind of get to see what opportunities are available in the community, engage with leaders, things like that. We had a successful Ag Omelet breakfast as well. Raised quite a bit of money for 4-H and shoot, who's my sponsor? 4-H and FFA. Thank you. And then of course we had FFA Volunteer Day just last week. Folks came out, kids cleaned up our buffer shed and helped out upstairs. Got some organizing done, so it was great to engage with them. I mentioned we have a new website. Please go check that out. We do have our new member guide and directory. Of course, we've also started some more engagement on Facebook. One of the things I want to highlight, I did have in this by the numbers, you can see kind of what sorts of things we've been up to in the big picture. And I do want to highlight especially our community events calendar. That's not something that's only for chamber events and chamber activities. That's something that's open to the community and had a lot of engagement. We just launched our website a few weeks ago. We already have 40 events that are added to that community calendar. So we are really trying to integrate what's happening not only in chamber activities, but what's happening across the community. And we're seeing a lot of engagement in that as well. So that's kind of what we've been up to behind the scenes. We, of course, Pufferbilly Days is coming up. And so as a part of my presentation today, I'm formally requesting $5,000 to support that festival this year. That was we were thankful for that support last year, and we're hoping that we can receive that again this year. We do see on the just on the horizon, just want to remind you and invite you to a number of different things. You see a couple different chamber events that are coming up. The Golf Classic registration's open. We're finally seeing some decent weather out, so hopefully we're thinking golf. We have some good signups already. That's going to happen at Cedar Point this year. So if you aren't signed up already, I'd love to see you out and play some golf. And so yeah, there's a few things on the horizon. Of course, you're well aware we are working on a Main Street Iowa application. So that is kind of right on the radar for us. That deadline is coming up next Friday. So we're working hard at that. And then of course our community presentation, that is the presentation portion of our application will happen in July. So that is kind of the update. Really appreciate your time, and I welcome any questions.
I just have one, Mike. Given our conversation that we had previous, I was just curious as to why Chamber would help promote evenings or nights on the phone.
Oh, was there a particular thing you're looking for?
Well, there was no shares or nothing posted on the Chamber website.
I can go back and check. I believe it's on the website.
Promoting community, and I just wondered why that didn't happen.
You can double check. I believe it's on the calendar. It's posted. I don't know what level of social media promotion we did, but we certainly can do more.
I searched your website and your Facebook page. I was just curious, given what our conversation.
I would double check about that.
Okay.
Any questions, comments?
Who do you have to contact to get in that?
So there is a portal on the website. You can fill it out. It is approved by our staff team, but you can go on and fill out all the event details yourself, any community organization, so like that.
Just for example, we had like a Lions Club turkey dinner, thank you.
Absolutely, we would love that to be on town hall. No,
Thanks.
thanks.
So so as far as the contribution to the couple of these communities, as Mike mentioned, that was 5,000 last year. I do have 5,000 in the economic development budget this year to go towards that. So choose, so if you do, if I could ask for a motion to show support to the chamber and public organizations in the city for that $5,000.
Make that motion for $5,000. Stein,
Yes.
Mormon,
Yes.
Hilheimer,
Yes.
Williamson. Yes. Ray,
Yes.
Bird,
Yes.
Higgins.
Yes.
Okay, C, public hearing for consideration of proposed fiscal year 2022 budget amendments. Written comments. Public comments. This public hearing is closed. D, set a public hearing for June 6, 2022 at 6 p.m. to consider the rezoning request from the reserves at Hawkeye, 1700 block Hawkeye Drive from C1 Special Commercial District to C2 Limited Commercial District. Second, call roll.
Mormon,
Yes.
Hilheimer,
Yes.
Williamson,
Yes.
Ray,
Yes.
Bird,
Yes.
Higgins,
Yes.
Stein.
Yes.
Okay, number 4, report of standing committees, policy administration, BJ.
So report.
Public safety, Stevens. We will have a meeting on the 25th, 4:30 p.m. Utility committee, Steve, no report. Economic development committee, Derek. No report. Okay. Number 5, department reports, for one division heads, Steve, finance officer, Andrea.
In the consent agenda, there is a resolution adopting fiscal year 2022 budget amendment. These reflect the changes that we presented to the last council meeting. The other item in the consent agenda is the transfer resolution. As part of the state law, all resolutions, even though they're approved in the budget, have to have a formal resolution passed by the council before I can make those transfers. So that's what those are. They are all included in either the original fiscal year 22 budget or within the amended budget. You'll be approving in the consent agenda. Good news, we received the final amount of money from FEMA on the 2020 ratio score. The amount we received was $485,938.93. FEMA actually came back around and provided the 15% that the city was supposed to cover. So initially it was 75% covered by FEMA, 10% by the state, and then the city was supposed to cover 15%. FEMA came back around and ended up covering 90%, and the state covered 10%. So in entirety, either the state or the federal government paid for that. Of that, $485,253,511 was contract expenses. So that just basically like set debt out. The rest of that money will go towards the streets of the general fund for the expenses of the city incurred in labor and equipment costs.
If I could add just a little bit there, on the FEMA thing, just for your information, that was a tremendous amount of work from staff that department heads, JR, parks and everything. Andre and doing, Andre does all the paperwork for that, fills it out, just unbelievable amount of hours that was spent. So kudos to the department, and support that council. So, thank you.
City Attorney Jim.
No report.
Director of Public Works, John Rouse.
Just stuff in our, Hawkeye South Story got quite fixed.
Yes.
So we're good there. We have a couple parts that if ever goes to go down again, have some. Southwind and Union intersection, we have to wait until line comes in, which is supposed to be in this got the gas main, and that should be pretty short. Thank you.
No, sir. Public Safety, Chief Adams.
No reports except for pancake breakfast this Sunday from 7 to 1 at the fire department. Sorry.
Chief People.
No report, Your Honor.
City Administrator Bill.
Thanks, there are a few items. First one, you'll notice on the ordinance is the first reading for leak protection. We already have an ordinance. Staff has been working with the utility committee to make some changes to that ordinance to improve the program. In monitoring that and the amount of claims we had, and whether or not we're breaking even and that's on that free program. We felt there needed to be some changes, so we went to the committee to make those changes, you put together those changes in this ordinance. So there's 3 readings, obviously, so if council members have any questions during that, or why we did, please reach out to me. And there's anything to change. So this is the ordinance change that the utility committee approved. Another item is just one, Councilperson Williamson had mentioned about appointments to boards, like that. You notice on this agenda, there are appointments. There is one open that the mayor is aware of, the library trustees, the person that was on there did not want to be appointed, so we do have that open. That's all.
Okay, number 6, consent agenda. Are there any items on the consent agenda that you'd like to move and discuss separately? If not, any motion? Move to approve. Call roll.
Hilheimer,
Yes.
Williamson,
Yes.
Ray,
Yes.
Bird.
Yes.
McGinn.
Yes.
Stein.
Yes.
Mormon.
Okay, number 7, ordinances. A, third reading ordinance 2277 to allow the city of Boone to change the cigarette and tobacco legal age from 18 to 21. Call roll.
Williamson,
Yes.
Ray,
Yes.
Bird.
Yes.
McGinn.
Yes.
Stein.
Yes.
Mormon.
Yes.
Hilheimer,
Yes. Move to adopt. Second. Call roll.
Ray,
Yes.
Bird.
Yes.
McGinn.
Yes.
Stein.
Yes.
Mormon.
Yes.
Hilheimer,
Yes.
Williamson.
Yes.
A, B, first reading ordinance 2278 to allow the city of Boone to change the legal protection ordinance language.
Second.
Call roll.
Bird.
Yes.
McGinn.
Yes.
Stein.
Yes.
Mormon.
Yes.
Hilheimer,
Yes.
Williamson.
Yes.
Ray.
Yes. Okay, number 8, mayor's comments. I have one item this evening, that is to discuss extending the open burning until June 12th. I've had numerous calls on this. Wind, rain, and just a lot of different things we have. We really have no burn. And so I'm asking the council tonight to consider extending it until June 12th. And a few more weeks of burning. Or that we've had, whether or not cooperating. That's the way they figure stuff out. So,
The air quality is already really bad in Holland. More particulate in the air carcinogens, so not for me.
Yeah.
Second.
Call the roll.
Pickett.
Yes.
Stein.
No.
Corbett.
Yes.
Hillbacker.
Yes.
Williamson. Yes. Gray.
Yes.
Bird.
Okay, number 9, any council member comments this evening? I have one, sure. Also said, start to, thinking it's kind of, maybe talk to you again. It's just getting bad. It is bad. And, you know, I know we heard this before, and I talked to many years around, they can like, just like, it's not even a fault. They say to call that number, I sat there, I can't read the number, so I'm back. Yeah.
It's one more. How long is
Well, we're running trains with 3 miles long.
it? So how long are?
Yeah, well, I'm 29 minutes the other day.
Well, that's.
20 to 30.
And are they supposed to, they try around 15 minutes, or is that
I think 5 to 10 is kind of
what they try?
what they try, at least that's what they've, so this, I've talked to them for years, I mean, literally years. And they even filled the auditorium, people, I bothered that. I don't know, some
And
people
it kind of gets
probably-
better and then it doesn't?
Yeah, they've got every excuse to book as far as, you know, it's a safety type issue, they can block as long as they want. You gotta remember, here in Boone, they're switching off trains and they're switching off crews. So they're doing a variety of things.
But didn't they change their, they used to switch crews outside of town.
Yeah.
And now they switch crews inside.
I had had engineers call me from the train and say, hey, I tried to stop it outside of town here, and they made me bring it up.
Yeah.
They call, I mean, they're literally calling it, so. I haven't had. They can't help it, they're just taking orders and pulling them in. I haven't had time to verify. I had one engineer say that in Nebraska, they're not allowed to do that long. Trains? Yeah, but Iowa doesn't have an issue, or doesn't have any regulation on that, so when you get in here, a lot of times the reason we have 2 trains, 2 engines in the middle, is that they have to split, they have a reason to do it. Otherwise, it's an economic issue. Oh, and it's cheaper to run that long. But a lot of communities are, they suffer from it because they can't get by. A lot of people get concerned on the north side of town, you know, when they see 3 o'clock. And so, and it seems like it's 8 o'clock in the morning or 5 o'clock. Yeah, 8, noon, and 5. Yeah, that's the first time you do it. It happens. I know we've done it before, but I just thought.
I sent one 2 weeks ago, I'll send it out.
All right, very good, thank you.
Just wanted to share that, since we're looking at the Main Street program, we visited several of us visits and some of the communities. And I went on 3 of the visits, visited Jefferson, Nevada, and Jewel. You can tell, I mean, it really makes a difference for these communities when you go into them. And I think a couple of things that I noticed was, I think the signage is very important, stating that it is a Main Street community, so that you know that when you're kind of going through. A lot of them have, you know, they are revitalizing the storefronts. So what's interesting is not everybody buys into it, and we know that, or we will find that out. So there are some that are fixed up, others that aren't. But I think the thing that I know we had a visit with Mike Wagner, and he's kind of the director of the program in the state. And I think it's, I guess, what I remind myself, they do say it is a process. It is a year's process where Jefferson has been in this for 10 years. And so they really, you know, every year do more and more and make improvements. So I think realizing that we're in this for a while, but it really shows great results for small communities. And I think just the amount of assistance, funding, all of that that's available, you know, it really opens up a lot of opportunities for us. So I think it's an exciting thing. And we kind of talked about, you know, the area, how large an area that should be defined. And so really looking at a lot of those things, that I think it'll be a really valuable direction for the community. The other thing that I wanted to touch on, and I don't know whether to wait, but this is on the housing project that
Overland Property Group is doing out there on Hawkeye and Lynn. And I know they've communicated several times and I guess I just wanted to share a little of the information I had contacted, and received back. And they said they've developed over 70 communities. So this is, you know, a company that has really done a lot of this, from affordable housing to luxury and boutique retirement communities. They said their firm does not sell the developments, that they do hang on to the long term, so they use high quality construction materials. They also said, and I know we know this, they talked about the tremendous need for housing in Boone, and they had several studies. They said there's a large demand for apartments and living, and they said in 3 housing studies, they said they never found a single apartment in Boone vacant, most with long waiting lists. Is that true? I was gonna say, is it, I mean, I knew we were tight, but that seems,
That's pretty extreme.
that seems
I
really
know
tight.
landlords that spend, I mean, quite a lot of time trying to run out this property, so I wouldn't say every.
Everyone they contacted, and I know they're making a case for the need. But they also, and they do talk about this as a $11 million plus project. So I just thought it was interesting information to consider for that. That's all.
Okay. Any other council comments?
Not World Series. Yeah, it's all going to be qualified for the World Series. Next Monday, they finished 53, and I kind of won. So hopefully the one seed will have a shot at. So the girls will be on Saturday.
Any other council comments?
No, I had something. So last year I had a resolution put forward that was tabled because of a pending trial. And that trial's concluded, there was conviction and sentencing. So I went ahead and I rewrote a resolution specifically targeted towards June being Pride Month. I wanted to read it for consideration, perhaps adopting it at the next meeting, or even taking time to have some input, altering a little bit, and then second meeting in June if possible. So I can read it now, and I can send it out to everybody to take a look, and then perhaps at our next meeting on the change or something. But whereas June is widely recognized as Pride Month in the United States, whereas Boone is home to many LGBTQ individuals who are valued members of our community, whereas Pride is a celebration of visibility in spite of marginalization, let it be resolved that the city of Boone, 1, supports the rights, freedoms, and equal treatment of lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer people. 2, supports efforts to ensure the equal treatment of all people in the United States, regardless of sexual orientation and gender identity. 3, condemns acts of discrimination and hatred against people based on sexuality or gender identity. And 4, encourages the celebration of June as LGBTQ Pride Month in order to provide a lasting opportunity for all people who to learn about the discrimination and inequality that the LGBTQ community endured and continues to endure, and to celebrate the contributions of the LGBTQ community to the city of Boone. Take comment now.
I think send it out to everybody, and if you have comments, you can share with Eli or whatever. So, good. Sound good? All right, you bet. Any other council comments this evening? Any public comments for items on the agenda? Yes, sir.
We have, Boone hosted 2 incredible events this past weekend. I think it's fair to say Your Honor was there, Chief was there. Friday night was a resounding success. Estimated 400 families were there in attendance. There were a lot of kids, and it was interesting. It wasn't the beer that was the main attraction, which I thought was an interesting observation. It was a gathering. It was a community event. and it was successful. The second event was at the airport. We had a fly-in, a breakfast fly-in. Councilman Ray was there. Yeah, I do that. Thank you. Councilman Norman was there to help. And we had a good time. There were about 46 aircraft that flew in from surrounding area. We had one aircraft come in from Fort Dodge. It took them 9 minutes to fly from Detroit. It was a turboprop, and they just were hungry for pancakes. So, but they made quite a show, didn't they, Councilman?
Very beautiful plane.
It was gorgeous. Yeah.
Flies that have fun.
Seriously. But about 300 people drove in, which tells us that the community and the airport are working together to kind of appreciate each other. So it was a really, again, a resounding event, a success. I just wanted to give you guys a heads up to let you know that things happen this weekend. That's it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other public comments for items not on the agenda? Yes.
Couple things. I love the fact that what happened on Friday night. The only thing is being a business owner, the bulletins, the streets were closed off, and we were not aware that they were going to be completely closed off, where customers couldn't come up to our businesses. Also, the people to the north of where the park is, where the green space is, that fence completely blocked the sidewalk where the businesses that were open up there, customers couldn't get up through there. So that's one item I have. The second item is Studio 721, Bridges of the clothing shop, Paradox. We all have viaducts that, as the wind blows, that mulch that they have in those deals where the trees used to be, does nothing but blow into our areas. Is there a way to contain that? And also, is there a way to beautify those even more, where we have volunteer people that will love to beautify those and put some plants in, just to do something more than just mulch like pasture.
JR, you want to look into that?
I could look at it.
Thank you. Any other public comments for items not on the agenda? Now, this meeting is adjourned.